Oh, cool. We're live. I don't have two monitors, so no way the quality's this ass. Oh, go live. No way the quality's this ass, bro. We are actually going to go watch our own stream. Now, okay. Is it, is it at least working? Checking 1, 2, 3. Okay. At least working? Checking 1, 2, 3. Oh. The stream's current bitrate is lower than regular. Yo. My internet's too bad, dude. I can't do anything. Damn. I have too shitty of internet. That sucks. Okay, let's actually go look at some Bitcoin here. Because Bitcoin is just the way it is. Okay, cool. So we're actually gonna do some comparisons here. We're gonna focus on. Let's see, where's gold? Gold, find me gold. Okay, we found gold. This is actually really important to just look at, to just check out, because these graphs are actually the same. I'm pretty sure it's the weekly Bitcoin graph. Yeah. So the weekly Bitcoin graph is exactly the same as the gold monthly graph. They're identical graphs, which is pretty gnarly when you think about it. It kind of doesn't make any sense, but that's the way it is. And it looks like on Bitcoin and gold, we're at the bottom, right, of Bitcoin. That's what we think. I'm pretty sure it's going to keep dropping, and the reason why is because if this graph is the same as this graph as gold, if gold is going to repeat Bitcoin like it's been doing, but gold hasn't dropped yet, we could potentially see either gold spike or drop to replicate the same graph as Bitcoin. Which, if that is the case and gold didn't drop when Bitcoin dropped here, it's going to take a bit longer for gold to come down, because we're looking at a monthly chart here, which would mean we could see Bitcoin keep coming down. Not only that, 80% of Bitcoin is fake. It's been artificially distributed into the market from China, because they're doing some sort of experiment. I really think that all of this is for a specific reason, to potentially crash the market and recover it with institutional money. And the reason why they would want to recover the whole market with institutional money is because if they get in first before us, like we got in, right? We're in, but if they drop and crash the market like they prepared to do, China prepared to crash the market 80% because 80% of Bitcoin is fake. So if China's holding on to that news, not releasing it, not letting people know, and very few amount of people know, there's not enough information for everybody to just start selling. But when we get that information, and there is enough information to start selling, well, people are going to start selling. I mean, look at this daily. Here is what should have happened if we were going to get more buy pressure. Buy pressure, but we didn't. And so chances are we're going to see this green start to come to a closer. If this was going to go up any higher, it would have already went up. We would have seen it up here at like 48 or 49, but it didn't. And that's bad. That's only bad because it's the potential of it going down. But we're going to look at the 4 hour. And in 4 hours, we could see this rising up, right? Obviously, because usually the green ends up appearing out of nowhere. But it's not going to be that much. It's probably not going to be as much as people would think. We'll probably see it somewhere around here for Bitcoin. And then it's just going to take a nice trail down. And, I mean, we do have to consider the daily chart. So, over the extent of 4 hours, I mean, we could be looking at it taking a bit, and then and then coming back down again. And I really think this is where the market's heading. Everybody's saying to buy right now. And when everybody's saying to buy, that's usually when you sell. And so we got the 4 hour on XRP, MACD pointing up. Already had our sells. We could see more sells coming through since we did lighten up here on the sells. We started getting more buys in here. We might see more sell pressure, which could pull it down a little further. But I would expect that we would hold this resistance line right here. And then we'll come to a closure probably not even above 80 cents. It'll probably hit around 78 cents. Probably around right here. And then if we go to Bitcoin, that we're making about the same assumption on Bitcoin as XRP. So we're taking into account two graphs, and what two graphs are telling us are basically the same thing, but do we listen? Yes, we do. It depends on what kind of trading you're doing. Because if I was trading the 4 hour or the daily chart, I would probably buy right now. And sell on the 4 hour. Because, we could see some red come in. But for the most part, when the MACD starts slowing down, we look for the drop. Because the drop could be massive. We could see a drop. And if you're trading, you want to have a stop loss in so you can experience the bottom with the money you had at the top. So if you were to put a stop loss in, we would expect a drop. If it were to drop, notice how it always likes to come around the same area in a way. And we haven't had that experience yet after this drop to 43, 42 cents. We haven't had that good looking dip to kind of blend the graph in. We haven't had that yet. So hence why we could potentially see, and I figured it was going to happen sooner, but we'll actually move this over because potentially we're looking at it happening around here. If we're gonna go off of, no, this is the daily. My bad. My bad. Yeah, it would be around right here. Around there is exactly where you would see either the spike or the drop. And on the 4 hour, it looks promising that we're gonna see it as a spike. The 3 minute, we're gonna see a dip on the 3 minute. Nice little bounce off on this. The question is, do we go any lower? Probably not. We're probably gaining some support right here. Over the past 3 minutes, we've been jumping around this area. Above, below, less below than it was before. And so we're either blending to a drop or a spike. And it does look like on the 5 minute, we're going for the drop. The 15 minute looks like we could potentially see the come up. The 30 minute says we've slowed down on the buys. The 45 minutes says we've slowed down on the buys. So because we slowed down the buys on the 45 minute, we can actually see more buys come in and darken up this green. And let's see. If it were to drop, chances are it would gain its... So you would have a stop loss in probably at around... I mean, and these are small price movements, so you have to have quite a bit of money in here for it to make a difference, really. For your stop loss, or depending on how you do things, to really make a difference. So 7,369 would be somewhere I would put it at a stop loss. Because if we see it go lower than that, chances are it would do another spike to like 7.4, or excuse me, 7. What did I say? 7.36. Yeah, we'd probably see it go to 7.38. You know, these are small movements, but these very small movements tie into the very ending of the graph. And so you just want to be ready for a sell-off. You do. Everybody should be ready for a sell-off. Everybody should have stop-loss orders in. Now let's see. And a lot of the times when these graphs bottom out on their MACD, like in this 15 minute, this is a bottom out. We'll probably see a spike to like right here on the 15 minute. And so, I mean, if you're trading it, it depends on what graph are you looking at. You know, you should be looking at everything. The whole thing. From 4 hours to daily, yeah, to all the way down to the minute, to the 3 minute. Because it's a lot of information at once, and it's kind of important information if you're trading. We've seen plenty of red right here. Obviously, we're going to get another green. Chances are, what are we going to go to, 42? I mean, right here, let's see, need a circle. Okay, well, I can't find the circle. Why can't I find the circle? Okay, we're just going to make a... We're going to put this here because we're speculating. And this here. So, actually, we had two drop. We had a nice ridge up here. And then we had another nice one right here. And then we had two of the same scenarios happen. So the way I like to see it is this right here is actually longer than this right here. I don't know why I'm using this for this. But this right here is longer than this. But what happened was we actually lost the sell. We had more buyers come in on this than we did over here. We had more sellers much faster. You come through, sell out, quick buys, sell out, and we're back a little bit higher. And now we're at the same spot again. where it's that resistance support line. And as you can see on these two ridges, these are identical. We'll probably see a spike. Either it's going to be above this, so it would potentially be around 42.7 before it takes its 3-minute detour all the way down to the ground. And so I think we're looking at very mix up in the market. We're at an interesting time where everybody's saying to buy, and I really think it's time to sell. I really think this whole market is going to crash and collapse. I think we're going to see XRP go to 20 cents. I think we're going to see the whole thing just completely plummet. I think we're going to see XRP go all the way down to 20 cents right here. Meet its previous destination. And then from there, it's going to do its simple regain momentum. Tons of people are going to sell. You're going to have nobody in XRP when it pops off. My bro wants to play CSGO right now. But let's see here. So, I mean, for the most part, we're looking at small price movements here. And these small price movements are really leading towards a downtrend. Like, that's just what's happening. We have no buy. We don't have buyers right now, guys, in the crypto market. People need to understand that the only buyers that bought into cryptocurrency have already bought in. All right? So the only people that exist in the cryptocurrency market are the only ones here. So we're only waiting for institutional buyers. We're waiting for the institutions to adopt XRP like they are using already. We're waiting for them to fully adopt it. And so we're not, those of us who got into cryptocurrency early, good. Those of us who didn't, they're just going to be left out. And they're actually, it's no fun when every single person could have been an investor into cryptocurrency, into the market, and helped change their lives as well as everybody else's. Because that's basically the potential of cryptocurrency, is just change lives. That's why XRP is going to change not just our lives, those of us who own it, but the very institutions, the central banks, the overseas exchanges. It's going to change their lives, right? So we're looking at a currency that's going to change lives. It's like owning the lottery, and there's nothing you can do to stop the lottery from popping off. That's XRP. That was Bitcoin. Bitcoin was owning the lottery way back here, over this $3,000 period where, yes, I should have bought it at $3,000. Unbelievably, I didn't. But it doesn't matter. Put it this way. If you would have known, you would have bought it. If you would have known, you would have bought it. We don't know the exact price XRP is going to go to, but we know that when it hits that price, chances are it's going to see it through. It's going to see it through. So they're making a bunch of money for themselves. It's like finding a bunch of free shit. A ton and ton of free stuff, literally. That's basically cryptocurrency, finding new money. And what they did was they created the best currency that you could possibly create, the fastest, runs and operates on the fastest system. And so you're looking at something in comparison to something that did this, right? And then you got this, which did this, right? So you got these two graphs that are completely identical. They both had the same concept applied to them. Everybody thought Bitcoin was going to be popping off, as in used for real currency, like established a value in stores for products and everything. People thought that was going to happen with Bitcoin. Look what happened with Bitcoin's price. You know, gold, the reason for investing in gold. Oh my gosh, imagine what 1970, imagine if you bought gold in 1970. But think of how long it took in comparison to Bitcoin. So, now we're taking these same gold, Bitcoin, XRP. We seen gold. China messed with Bitcoin. Look what happened. They duplicated the graphs. We're going to see what's going to happen now. Now XRP. And now I think XRP is going to perform this graph and this graph here. Much faster though. So Bitcoin did it in 7 years, right? We're going to do it in a year. Which means we're going to create a stable market. A currency like gold. You see how gold remains up here for, what is this? This is from 2020, right? 2022 to 2018. All right. 4 years from a $12,000 to a $20,000 price movement. That really is nothing. And especially if from 2010 to 2022, these price movements are nothing. Comparing Bitcoin, these price movements are nothing. And so when you really look at it, why care about the volatility? There is no volatility if you were in at the beginning. It's all newfound money. You didn't get it from anywhere else but from the freedom that you had to buy early. And so it's important to consider the fact that when you're in something early and it's way up at the top, you are no longer worried about the price fluctuation. And so you can build a stable currency backed by the very people who bought it early. It's as simple as that. Because there will not be enough people buying at the top that could ever sell. There's not enough to sell to drop the market, because they're going to be buying at a cheaper and selling at a lower and lower price to lower the market. So who owns the market? The people at the beginning. The people who bought in here own this market, right? The people who bought in here own this market. China printed 80%. 80% of its money was fake that went into Bitcoin. 80% of Bitcoin's fake. All right? But they proved that it didn't matter. It didn't matter. They could print all of this fake money and it wouldn't make a single difference. So what is stopping them from dropping XRP to the boondocks, right? 31. We could look at it hit 27 cents. Okay? Which would make this graph, you see how we have a spike, a climb, a spike, a climb, and we would expect another spike based off of its trending. But that's not happening. So are we going to see it do what I think it's going to do and completely go against its past, but not? Because once it hits the bottom, we could be seeing a much, much larger spike. Jeez. Okay, there's a bunch. Boom. I mean, and if you look at this, it kind of looks like we're at the top, dude. Hold on. Look at this monthly. We haven't even seen the red on the monthly. And we just dropped. Okay, so... Okay, here's what's going to happen is that... Down here, we've got a space or a gap to fill. So, actually, we could potentially see for over the next few months it keep going down. Oh man, and we're meeting up here too. Okay. 1 week. And we lost sell pressure here for 3 weeks. So we could actually gain more sell pressure because we didn't have enough buy pressure when we lost sell pressure to push the market up. So if it was going to happen, it would have already happened, in other words, and it hasn't already happened. So yeah, we're probably going to see a spike up here to 79 cents. And then we're going to see a nice dip. And nice for some, not nice for others. But you know, we have identical graphs here. If we're going to copy, that means that gold is probably going to get to 1,900 again right here, right? Spike, 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 and then drop. Bitcoin is going to find support. It has to. I mean, come on. If you notice on all graphs, most of the time, most likely 80% of the time, it's going to find the resistance line at the bottom rather than the top. And that 80% of the time, it is only 80% of the time on the downtrend, right? I mean, obviously, it's a massive uptrend. That's a hard calculation to just constantly, consistently make. But as you can see, we are at, and we are dropping below a critical support line. And we are right there. We are right there at if it's going up or down. And looking at the daily, we are losing buying pressure. We're losing buying pressure. We're going to lose buy pressure for probably 2 or 3 more days. And within 2 or 3 more days, you're going to see probably massive drop. Okay? And it'll happen before, or excuse me, after Bitcoin hits its 43.6. After that, goes down. And that would be my prediction based off of what the graph is telling us. It is absolutely telling us what it's doing. And this is probably, I would say that this is probably one of the most manipulated markets in the world because of who owns this market. And who will own this market. Like, who's really coming for this market. When you got, like, let's say, you know, like, I want to spit big numbers because it is big numbers. You know, Ripple going around getting 194 countries partnered with them. That's a lot. That's a lot of money, guys. So we're not looking at $1 trillion market cap. We're looking at a few quadrillion, possibly over a year, 2 years, or overnight. Why wouldn't it be overnight? Why not? You know, in a few years, that's basically overnight. Go to sleep, wake up 2 years later, XRP's at $35,000, and it keeps going up. It'll be like they would constantly buy XRP because they're not traders. They're not selling it. You know, they don't have a reason to sell it. It's not important for them to sell it unless they need their currency in fiat. And you know what's funny is they don't even sell it. When they end up going to sell their XRP, they just put it into the liquidity pool and get their currency out. XRP gets stashed. It's just a way to move value. That's all. And by finding the way to move value, you end up figuring out how to literally make money from nothing. Because you figured out how to move value. It's just the way it is. You're now, you can now move value faster, quicker, more efficient, cheaper than ever before. And so what's that value? What is that value going to look like? Well, what would, you know, all of the world's money going into one spot look like? It would look like this, right? But this number would be like 18,000 or 20,000. You know, you're gonna have people sell, but these institutions won't. They will not sell. Let's see, is the stop loss triggered? Nope. So I do believe that is just a little bit of what my take is on it. I do believe we're going to see the whole market crash 80%. Literally. It's going to go down 80%. If you don't have US dollars, have US dollars ready to buy. Put buy orders in at the bottom. So when it does bottom out, you have immediately bought at its low points. And so you're prepared. Yeah. Peace out, guys. Good stream. This is Piehead Deuces, y'all. What do I do here? And stream. Okay, cool. Peace out, guys.